Morning, everybody, with Sports Crew Update. I'm Joe Kraus. Our guest this morning is truly one of the greatest ever in the hardwood for the Lumberjacks. From 1997 to 2001, he amazed us night in and night out and had a strong resume to back it up. Third all-time in scoring with 1,292 points. Also in the top 10 in rebounding and assists. And was named to the NFL and All-Western New York teams twice in his career. After a collegiate career at Bluff State, he started a coaching career at NT and went all the way from Great Falls, and he recently wrapped it up at Daemen College. Please welcome from the class of 2001, the great Mike Miranto. Mike, welcome to the show.
Great, thanks, Joe.
So, Mike, basketball has been in your basically since you first started walking. So, when did you fall in love with the game?
I think it probably starts and stops with my mom. My mom was the varsity coach here at NT for quite a number of years when I was a kid, and used to bring me to practices, I think, before I could even walk. So I was exposed to it at a really, really young age, probably a lot younger than what a lot of people are. So I think it really starts and stops right there. I really, really grew to love it. She's loved it her whole life, and she just kind of passed it on to me.
Shout out to Miss Miranto, by the way. So you made the JV team in middle school, and then you got called up to varsity your freshman year. Do you still remember that first day of varsity practice? Or were you intimidated, or did the guys embrace you right away?
I mean, it's getting quite a ways back. 1997 is almost 20 years ago now, so it's hard to remember. But coming up as a freshman, it was a little bit intimidating at first. We had a really veteran team that year. I was the youngest guy on the team, and it took a while for them to be accepting of me that I had worked and earned my way onto the team at that young age. And it was especially tough because I think we didn't win a lot of games that year. And I think when you're losing, I think losing kind of manifests itself into some negative thoughts and feelings. And but thankfully, halfway through the year, I'd say they started to really embrace me and realize that I did belong there, and made the second half of the year a good one for me.
And it seemed that Greg Ross had an idea of basically continuing the program by calling you up at an early age, and you played for him for 4 years, something that's rare now, especially with New York State continuing for more guidelines to get guys to pass the varsity classification. What's the one thing that you've learned from Coach Ross during your career that still stands out to you?
Well, I think Coach Ross shaped me in a lot of different ways, both with basketball and away from basketball. But in terms of basketball, there's a thing I keep on my desk that really reminds me of him, and it's a little framed thing. It says, "Statistics are important, but relationships last forever." And that's really reminds me of Coach Ross. That was the kind of coach he was. It really helped shape my own philosophies about things that, if you're not performing on the court, maybe we got to take a step back and put our arms around a kid and figure out what's wrong. And Coach Ross was that kind of coach, and that's definitely something that I've taken into my adult life.
Now, a couple of highlights from your career looking back in the record book last night. You guys beat LaSalle. They're not even around anymore. The first time in 17 years that you guys did that before they formed into Niagara Falls. You scored your 1,000th career point your senior year. What would you say is the favorite moment of your high school career? Is TNT football ahead of all those moments or below?
Yeah, I mean, nothing beats the TNTs. If we're switching over to talk football, I mean, we had beaten them my junior year 30 to nothing. It was Dave Anastasi's last game as the head coach, and so that was a lot of fun to send him into to retirement that way. And then basketball-wise, I think it's definitely got to be the LaSalle game. I mean, anytime your school goes so long without beating somebody, and then you get over the hump, and it ended up being the last time that NT ever played LaSalle, because LaSalle, like you said, it closed and they merged into just one Niagara Falls High School the year after that. We had a pretty raucous celebration in the locker room after that one, and that was just that honestly, that was one of the best nights of my 4 years of high school.
That was your 5-minute bell that went off a while ago. Reminder, today's the day 4. In case you're just walking in, we're joined by Mike Miranto, a former NC basketball player. And then after your college career at Buff State, you came back to coach at NT for a couple of years and then made your way to Great Falls with another former Lumberjack, Steve Silsby, and then you made it to Daemen. Do you have any favorite stories you'd like to share from your coaching career?
Oh, so many. I mean, I was a coach for 11 years. 8 of those years at the college level at 2 different colleges, and there's so many games I could turn to. I know when I was in Great Falls, we knocked off the defending national champions for our level in overtime. Our 6'9" center that had never shot a 3-pointer before hit a 3 at the buzzer to win. And, a lot of memories like that. But I think the things that I'll remember the most are taking our team to Mount Rushmore, taking our team to Yellowstone National Park, taking our team to Glacier National Park and doing whitewater rafting experience with them and that kind of thing. And actually, when I was at Great Falls, we actually brought our team
to the Great Falls?
From Montana to Buffalo to actually play against Daemen, and we took the team up to Niagara Falls. And, so I think those are the kind of things that I'll remember most, more than the games. I think it's about developing, as I said before, it's about developing relationships with young people, and those are the kind of things that I'll remember.
The other cool part of your career is that you started your career when Aaron Davis was starting his run at NT, and then both of you guys were able to win a national championship your last game together. How would you describe that bond with them?
I think it's special. I was around here, excuse me, my coaching career got started here, and Aaron was just starting his high school career as an 8th grader, which was pretty remarkable. And so I was here with him for 2 years, and then I got the opportunity to go out to Great Falls, and Aaron, of course, went on to have the best career of all time here at NT, and then when I got hired at Daemen, was kind of after Aaron had committed to go there, so we were reunited, and so I think we have a special bond. Aaron was around at Daemen for 5 years. He redshirted 1 year in there, so I think anytime you're around somebody that you've had a background with, and you're around them on a daily basis, you're going to develop a bond. And I had to catch myself, because I didn't want to seem as if I was playing favorites with Aaron. I had a different connection with him, having coached him at a younger age and kind of known him for a long time. So definitely wanted to make sure that the other guys on the team didn't think I was playing favorites. But Aaron is someone that I'm very proud of, and he's turned into a great young man, and couldn't be more proud of him.
Oh, last one here. The current Lumberjacks, their season starting Wednesday against Tonawanda. Do you have any advice for them? And was it hard for you to walk away from the game of basketball?
Yeah. So I had an opportunity to basically step away from coaching this year and just become an assistant athletic director. And that was very difficult. It's definitely one of the hardest things I've had to do. I think you have a goal, and
Any words of advice, real quick?
Any words of advice? If you're passionate about something, follow your dreams.
Mike Miranto, everybody, have a great weekend. The rest of your morning announcements are coming next.